Hello friends, and welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Y'all, the day has finally come. That is right. Tomorrow, Saturday, February the 21st, the Garden Center is reopening for the 2026 season. And oh my goodness, we have got massive number of gorgeous plants for you. You're looking for perennials and shrubs. This is the perfect time to be adding to your garden. I've been doing tons of videos lately talking about this because I am adding to my garden, and y'all, we have got like the shrub lot. Basically all of this is brand new. I have CC's clipboard because it has all of the plants that have been delivered, and we're still expecting one more truck to come because yeah, they were so jammed packed that they're actually going to be delivering today when the video airs. So I've got those plants that I'm going to share with you as well. So I'm going to talk about the plants that are here, and also give you an update on the barn construction, because last update I was like, yeah, I'm not going to show that to you. You're going to be amazed at the progress that they have made in just a couple of days. I will go ahead and tell you that the ridge beam was put up. So safe. Jerry came up with a great plan, and so I'm going to be amazed at that. So first of all, the Garden Center is open in February on Saturdays. So the 21st, which is tomorrow, and then the 28th from 9 to 3. Beginning in March, that first week of March, we will begin those regular hours of Wednesday through Saturday, and that will run all the way through December. The weather is looking positive for tomorrow, so come on. If you're local, come on. Road trip, we always encourage road trips. You're going to love these plants. Now, out here, of course, on the shrub lot, this is the full sun plants. Now, and so what we're going to go through, and I'm not going to go, y'all, there are so many plants. I cannot tell you like growing zones and all of that stuff. If you're interested, look it up, okay? We're going to tell you what they are and some highlights about it. This is more to give you a huge overview of all of, to the best of my ability, all of the plants that are here and available, okay? So this is not going to be plant specific. I'm not going to tell you every single detail you need to know about a Perfecto Mundo, but pink carpets. Perfecto Mundo pink carpets. This is one that we put in the front yard when we renovated it last fall, and these are gorgeous plants. I mean, stunning. They are covered in buds. People were asking, sending me messages, are you going to have pink carpet when you open? There you go. Yes, we do. For now. And y'all, I'm telling you, don't delay. This is not a sales tactic. This is one friend talking to another friend. If you see a plant that you like, you need to come out and get it, because as you know, we're at the mercy of our wholesale suppliers, and literally we could have one customer come in and buy 25 of these. I don't know how many we have, but we have people that do their entire landscape and will need 25 of one plant. So you need to move with purpose. So we've got that. We also have the fuchsia carpet. And so the fuchsia is going to be different than the pink in that it's just going to be a richer, hotter pink. So we've got those. Still, of course, the carpets are nice and short, so they're great for the front of your landscape. Then we have the double white, and y'all, there's buds all over these. So we also have double white in the front of our yard as well. Classic pure white azalea. Of course, the Perfecto Mundos are re-blooming. So these will bloom 3 times a year. We also have the red, which I love. Just the foliage difference. So when Jerry pans out, you can see the foliage difference between like the red and the white. The red has that nice kind of that burgundy look to it on the foliage, which is so incredibly pretty. And none of these are going to get massive. So even this one is like 2.5 to 3 feet tall, 4 feet wide. We're not talking about the huge giant ones, nice and petite. So we've got those. To the other side, we have got forsythias. People were asking for those forsythias, the yellow bells. That's what I knew them as growing up. So we have got the magical gold forsythia. Cece saw this one. I'll show you that tag while I tell you the specs, because I don't know about this. It's a 4x4, so a nice medium size. Still has all those buds that are coming out on it. Then we have the show off starlet. from Proven Winners. So you've got that one, and Starlet is going to be 2 to 3 tall and wide. So we don't have the massive ones, nice and petite, because we're finding that a lot of folks need those more petite shrubs. And then of course your forsythias are considered deer resistant. The Starlet is in the deer proof line from Proven Winners, as is deer proof line the Montana moss. Y'all, I love this plant. I have it in the garden at the house. It is a beautiful juniper, and you can see how it has that kind of that blue look to it. It is gorgeous. Handled the winter like an absolute champ, and 4 feet tall, 5 feet wide, hardy in zones 4 to 9. Of course, it's evergreen, it's drought tolerant, it's deer resistant. It is a juniper. It has a little bit of a prickability factor to it, but I just love this for the color and the structure and the evergreen look. Great. Back up just a minute. They're coming out of all of their glory, but this is the berry poppins. So this is the winterberry. We have them in the signature garden. My gosh, covered in berries. Like I said, they're starting to lose the berries because it's at the end of the season. And then Jerry said that this is the male. It's not the Proven Winner one. This is Jim Dandy. And so it is obviously Jim, gonna be a male. So if you want the berries on your winter berries, you need a male and a female. The female is going to produce the berries. The male is just there for one reason and one reason only, folks. So we've got those. We have got ginkgos. So this is that skinny thick ginkgo from Proven Winners. We have a couple of the yellow twig dogwoods. Look at that. So the yellow twigs, they were here on the lot all winter, and we just left them, like they literally sat on this lot all winter. So you can see how beautiful and yellow they are. I think we've got like 4 of those left. We have got the sting arborvitaes. So if you're looking at these stings and you're like, oh my gosh, there's something wrong with them, they're like turning like a bronzy kind of color. Y'all, that is a total natural thing that they do in the winter. Once we get warmer days, more sun, then they will get that green back to them. But the sting is that really tall, skinny guy. Great accent. We've got some beautiful like gem boxes. We've got the, if you want another great winter interest that is for an evergreen, we've got the berry box. This will put on the red berries as well. Nice evergreen, low, kind of fun, whimsical habit to it. And then of course, new gen boxwoods. So the new gens, we've got these are independents. So they are in the new gen containers, because remember, new gen and Proven Winners have partnered together. So it might look weird that they're in a new gen container, but they have a Proven Winner tag. So you might start to see those new gen boxwoods in a Proven Winners pot. Just know that they have partnered together. There's nothing fishy going on at your local garden center. They've partnered together. We love the new gen independents because you get that gorgeous color, sun or shade, still part of the deer proof line. And it's a slower grower and compact grower with that beautiful rich color to it. Beautiful abelias. So we've got brilliantina. Love this one with that color. Of course, it is an evergreen. Then we've got steady as she goes gardenias. These are going to be a nice little size to them in that 4 to 5 foot range on the steady as she goes. Classic gardenia, double bloom, beautiful fragrance. You know me and my gardenias, I do adore them. And then we've got some spireas. We have already pruned the spireas for you. So we've got doozies, and look at candy corn popping out some new foliage, y'all. Look at that. Lovely. Now we're gonna whip around here right quick, because talking about pruning, I wanted to show you, let me put my phone down. I don't need to have that. We got in some 7-gallon tea olives, the sweet osmanthus. We put them out here on the front. I've cleaned up the hay racks on one side. I still have another side to do. But y'all, these tea olives, they're blooming and they smell so good. So when you drive up or you're walking around and you smell a fragrance, it is these tea olives. I did go ahead and prune them because they had some it was like a growth that needed to be pruned. So if you're gonna buy the 7 gallons, all you have to do is go plant it, and you don't have to worry about pruning this year because Jenny's already done it for you. And they're so beautiful, and they're blooming, and they smell divine. Of course, we love the tialas because fast growing, evergreen, the fragrance, more upright and not so wide. Lovely. I thought Jerry was gonna tell me something. No? We also have them in 3 gallons too. He was looking at me. We've got the Radiance Abelia. So if Brilliantina is a little too bold for you, Radiance is a great option. Classic green and that cream color to it. And so also when you come, you might notice that we have completely kind of redesigned the shrub lot. It's kind of fun to kind of switch things up a little bit. So when you come in, on one side, we're going to have, this is predominantly going to be all of like the Southern Living plant collection plants. They're going to be over here, and then Proven Winners is going to be on the other side. So if you're looking, if you know the brand, that'll kind of help direct you in that. So we have got, from Southern Living, we have got the Snowbank. So this is that Indian hawthorn, beautiful evergreen. Of course, as the name suggests, will give you gorgeous white flowers on it. 3 feet tall by 4 feet wide. And yeah, so just a beautiful, nice, compact, beautiful color to it. Great option for your foundation plantings. And then we kind of try to organize things in a way of like low up, maybe to some high. We have got the, this is the Dragon Prince, Cryptomeria, of course the Fire Chief. You know they're not dead. This is what they look like. I love these in the wintertime. They have this color to them. Beautiful Fire Chiefs. We've got the Diamond Spire Gardenias, that gorgeous upright columnar habit on that. We've got the Scent Amazing. We've also got some Jubilation Gardenias. You know Jenny's gonna have her gardenias. Then these are the Golden Oakland Hollies. So this is going to be a good sized tree in the fact that it's gonna be about 20 feet tall, 15 feet wide. Same one that I have in the berm, but these are 3 gallons. So I know that some people like to have options, and of course it's a better price point than a larger container. We do have a couple of them in 15 gallons, or is that a 7 gallon? 15 gallons as well. So we've got those, Sunshine Ligustrums, the Stellar Ruby Magnolias. These overwintered here at the nursery, and look at that. Maybe just 1 or 2 leaves that have a little bit of winter burn on them, but they are absolutely beautiful. And then the Pittosporum, look at this. So we've got the Mojo Pittosporum. This is, sometimes can be kind of hard to find from our suppliers, but this is a gorgeous evergreen, more for the shade, filtered sun area, but we were able, with the winter, and we wanted to be able to, so that you could see them up close, and these are going to be in that 3x3. So I'm loving these. And then of course we've got some of the Podocarpus. This is Utopia. This is that plum yew. 4 more a little bit on the shade side. It's gonna be a 4x4, great evergreen. And then certainly last but not least, we have a mock orange. This is Pearls of Perfume. 5 feet tall, 4 feet wide, full sun to part sun. So we've got those. We've got a fresh new slew of Encore azaleas. So of course the Encores will come in a range of sizes. Look at this. We've got Royalty. So Autumn Royalty is that gorgeous, really vibrant magenta color, and it's going to be, as you can tell, it's going to be a little bit on the bigger side. This will be 4.5 tall and 4 feet wide. Blooms in spring, summer, and fall. You've got Lily, which is the white. We've got Starburst, which is really fun. So Starburst is that, reminds me of like a peppermint candy. You know, I think it's just the cutest little thing ever. So there's lots of different ones. There's the red, there is the Embers, Autumn Embers. There's Autumn Sunburst, there's Bonfire. Like I said, you name it, we've got it. And then Camellias, y'all, October Magic. We've got Ruby and White Shishi. So if you've been looking for the October Magic White Shishi Camellia, Here she is in all of her glory. This is one of the hardest camellias to find, but I love this camellia. I have it at the house. It is beautiful. It does the pure white double flowers, and it's petite. It's a 4x4. And when I say that these can take full sun, all of your October Magics can take full sun, they absolutely can take full sun. So, Jerry's phone's ringing. He forgot to turn it off. He's a very popular man. So there you go. We have Kaleidoscope Abelia. Now we're also going to be getting more butterfly candy. So the butterfly candy buddleias, they're on the truck, that last truck that's coming this week. So we will have those colors as well. And then let's see. Oh, we got the 3 gallon sweet osmanthus if you want those. And then Panicle hydrangeas, panicle and smooth hydrangeas. They are dormant. They too have been pruned. We've done the work for you, so you do not need to prune them this year. You can literally take them and put them in your landscape right now, and just make sure they're well watered in the heat of the summer, and you are good to go on those. We're gonna go through which ones that we have. I'm trying to make sure if I am missing things. Okay, so as a side note, what else is coming on this truck that you would be interested in? So with the butterfly candies, we have the little coconut, the little grape, the little raspberry. No, we already have little raspberry, and taffy is coming. Sugar Shack from Proven Winners. So that is the button bush. So we got Sugar Shack coming. The El Nino, the Chatalpa. So we've got those coming. We have got Jolene. This is from Proven Winners. It is a beauty berry. So very excited about Jolene coming. We have got Kinsley's Ghost, which is that gorgeous honeysuckle. Reminds you very much of a, oh shoot, what's it called? Eucalyptus, right? So it has that kind of look to it, but it's a honeysuckle. It's great. So we got Kinsley's Ghost. Then we've got Paisley Pup, the Dog Hobble, the Lakothe. I've ordered a bunch of them because, oh my gosh, y'all, this is like my #1 favorite new shrub for an evergreen for your shade garden. So we got Paisley Pups coming. And then, as a little side note, we have got Amber Jubilee. This is a 9-bark. So the reason that we have Amber Jubilee is because Amber Jubilee is the same 9-bark that I have in my backyard. So right kind of like near the fountain, the patio, that area. Full, all day, hot, incredible sun. You saw me prune it a couple of weeks ago. This thing thrives in our heat and humidity. Get some good size to it. Of course, we love 9-barks because they bloom. They have different colors on them in the foliage. It's called a 9-bark because the bark will peel. So Amber Jubilee is coming. If you want a 9-bark, this is a great one for the South. So that kind of gives you an idea of what else is coming as far as on the shrub lot. So let's talk about, I'm just gonna run through these really quickly, y'all, okay? Because again, we're gonna be here forever. Do what? So we've got Stormproof, brand new, great ones. We got Stormproof, and all of these are full sun, full to part sun. So I would say a minimum of 5 hours per day, okay? So you've got Stormproof. Then, thank you, Firelight Tidbit, because the tags are turned. Then we've got Pinky Winky Prime. We have got, this is driving me crazy, that those little quick fire. Then we've got Pufferfish. No, that's Firelight, the regular Firelight. I know we've got Pufferfish in here somewhere. Quick Fire Fab. We've got Pufferfish, Little Lime Punch, and then we've got Limelight Prime and Tiny Quick Fire. So my people who are looking for a very short, petite hydrangea, Tiny Quick Fire is your hydrangea, like 2 feet tall. It is great. If even it gets 2 feet tall, I don't even know. Of course, we do have the also the Oak Leaf Hydrangea, the brand new one, the Gatsby Glow Ball. We have got those and a couple of the Gatsby Pink. So we do have some of those in the greenhouse that are nice and fresh. Now, if you saw me yesterday, or whatever day that was, when I was planting in the woodland garden, y'all, Hellebores. We have got so many gorgeous Hellebores, Lenten roses. This is when they're in their prime. So as most of you know, like Jerry has to control like Cece and I, right? Because especially this time of year when the nursery's quote empty, and when we see that Hellebores are on the availability.
Now, I did suggest 30.
He did suggest the 30, so we got 30 of each variety, right? But we just kept adding the varieties to it because basically if it was available, then Cece and I were like, oh, we got to have this, we got to have that, we got to have this. We have got your Hellebores. Great time to plant them. So basically a Hellebore, we're gonna go through here and let Jerry just show you the colors. We've got a ton of the Ison roses. So like for example, that's the pink promise, beautiful. So where do you put your Hellebores? You put your Hellebores in that part shade to full shade garden. They are evergreen. This is when they bloom. They're called Lenten roses because they will typically bloom in the season of Lent, which is where we are right now. They are deer proof, deer resistant, whatever you want to call it, because they have really tough texture to it. That is the Picotee. Like, look at this. This is the one that I added to the woodland garden. Oh my gosh. So you got the Picotee, and then we've got you got the Marble series. So they're all M's. So you got Mary, you got Megan, you've got, I don't know, all the M's. So beautiful. And then look at this. This is the Plum Promise. Look over here, Jerry. Let's see. It's a double. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And it's such a rich purple, almost like almost close to being a black. So again, part shade, full shade, and they keep going. Like they go all the way around. So we can show you that in a little bit. But coming on into the greenhouse right quick, we've got Feather Falls. You know, this is like my #1 favorite Carex, an evergreen. You don't prune it. We've got some Eucharis. This is Delta Dome. Now you may look at this and go, oh my gosh, like that's a little bit of foliage for such a big pot. They trimmed them. So again, you don't have to worry about pruning. This is just starting to put out all this new growth. So literally in probably like a week or two, this whole pot would be filled with that beautiful foliage color. Do great in containers, filtered sun, wouldn't do all day sun, shade kind of things. All right. Let's take a quick look over here, y'all. So of course we have the annuals available, right? So this is the Super Bells Magic Double Grapefruit. I believe this is the new one this year. I think grapefruit is new. If it's not this year, it was last year. But such a cutie patootie, very happy, right? Great little Super Bell. And then all the petunias down through here, they are happy. You've got Tiara Pink. The Vistas are doing well. We've got some flowers. Look over here at Saffron Finch. Blooming. Now, I would not encourage you to start buying to put directly in the landscape.
Depends on where you're coming from.
It does depend on where you're coming from, because we get people from like Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, Texas. So if you're in those warmer areas, then yes. But like we've even got the osteos, the double moon glow is always the first one to bloom, so it is blooming. However, if you have an area where you can protect them, that's the Tiara Blue. If you can protect them, or greenhouse, whatever it is that you have, of course we will sell them to you. We also have, this is the brand new Mini Vista. This is the Pink Cloud. It is blooming. But even if you're not ready to buy it now, this will give you an idea of what they're gonna look like, right? So you can see the real flowers as to what everybody's gonna, oh yes, so this is the new Bordeaux. So Proven Winners improved Bordeaux. So you have a much brighter color. I am using Bordeaux in mass at the house this year along with Cool Jazz. I don't think Cool Jazz is blooming yet. Yep. And then we've got the Creekside Champions. So we've talked about this before, how we're working on getting the branded pots. But when we potted up, these are all the Sun Patients. We don't have those branded pots yet. So what we do have are Cutie Patootie stickers. And so I'm gonna grab one that has, so when you come in, you will see that we have got, we're gonna sticker, that's what, bless their hearts. Brittany and Debbie are doing a great job taking care of us and getting them all set up. So that way when you come in, you will see those Creekside champions. So that is definitely a process. So, the begonias are starting to bloom. These are the doubles, right? So you've got the double delight primrose. I'm using primrose at the house for this year in my shade garden. Last year I did the blush rose, and it was, zoom in on that. It's a cutie patootie. It's a beautiful flower. So your double delights, if you're in this area, these are going to be perfect for sun, morning sun. They have a kind of a trailing habit to them. Yeah, so everybody here is doing good. Now, I'm going to go grab my clipboard because it has the hostas. So we ordered, Cece and I got hostas because this past fall, you all took us up on our offer about like, come get the hostas and put them in your landscape. So then I was talking to Jerry, and I was like, Jerry, we don't have any hostas. We got to order hostas. And he actually gave me the green light to order hostas, which is very exciting. So they're coming tomorrow. So I want to make sure that I tell you which ones we have coming. Of course, the perennials, summerific hibiscus, the perennial hibiscus. Oh, yeah. It is a great time to get them when they are dormant. Let's go ahead and stick them in the ground, get them established. The phenomenal lavender, y'all. We did bring some in because we were getting kind of low, but these guys here sat out all winter. So they literally sat on this table all winter. Look how beautiful they are. This is why I love this lavender. It is truly phenomenal. So, and it will do the blooms just like we want them to. So yes. All right, so coming on over, of course, if you're not familiar with the pines is where we keep all of our shade plants, annuals, perennials, shrubs, you name it. So let's start over here. So we've got a beautiful crop of the Florida Sunshine Elysium. Evergreen, beautiful chartreuse color for your shade garden. We have got the acubas. So I adore acubas because they too are that evergreen with that. This is gold dust, has those yellow flecks in it. These will get some height to them. They tend to be a little bit on the slow side, but once they start growing, they get very happy. You can see this gold dust in this pot. This is going on year 3 that it has been in the pot, and so it gets some good size to it, and a great one for your shade garden for that evergreen color. So we've got those, and then you saw me plant the spectacular aspidistra. These are beautiful cast iron plants. They are 3 gallons, which is really unique to get an aspidistra in a 3-gallon. Spectacular is going to be about 3 feet tall. This is for your deep, dry shade. So shade, 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 okay? If you get it in too much sun, they will start to burn. They are deer resistant, they're low maintenance, they're a slow grower, but they are beautiful. Now, while we're standing here, because traditionally this is where we put our hostas, so we're gonna kind of run through this right quick. We're going to have some drinking gourd hostas, which is what I have in the refrigerator. Autumn Frost from Proven Winners, that beautiful variegated one, nice and petite. Fire and Ice, Francie, which is like a classic. Hallison, I think is the way you say it, is a beautiful blue. It is gorgeous. It is a stunning, it's a big one, but that blue hosta, love that. June, which is a classic. Patriot, which is like a white and green variegated. Rainforest Sunrise, very cool. Sum and Substance, which is like a nice chartreuse, big, huge, fat leaves. And so the brighter the color, the more sun it can take. The darker and the more blue they are, the more shade they need. And then Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt was really cool. Wrinkle in Time is a cutie patootie, nice little petite one. Yes, so there you go on those. We also are gonna have zebra hydrangeas coming in, and the Eclipse. So the Eclipse is gonna be that like near black foliage with kind of that raspberry color specific bloom. It's gonna be more for your sun. Zebra, of course, is going to be like what I have at the house, classic green leaves, but they have black stems with pure white flowers, hence Zebra. It is a MAC. It is definitely going to be more for the morning sun, filtered sun, not going to be for your full hot sun garden. We've got tiny tanks, another aspidistra. This is a 3-gallon solid green. It's called tiny tank because it's nice and short. So you can put that tiny tank and the spectacular. We also have a couple of more of the aspidistra coming as well because Mimi saw the list and so she added, we've got Hercules, and I don't even know how you say the other one. Just know we're gonna have selections of aspidistra for you as well. So we've got the Let's Dance Sky View. So these are the hydrangeas. They're gonna be more for that filtered sun, more shady garden. So the Let's Dance Sky View, a gorgeous reblooming macrophylla. Wee Bit Giddy, which has those really vibrant electric colors on it. You can see we've actually got some new growth popping up down here, and then Camellias. So we have got, these are I think all going to be japonicas. So we have got them for you. We have got one that is blooming over here. This is a beautiful white. This is the Colonel Dane. Look at that. A little bit of an older bloom, but a white. And then remember, I just planted April Remembered in the garden. So we've got April Remembered here. Lots of options for you for your camellias. Great time to plant them. Like I said, it's the bones of the garden. So let's get them in so they can get growing. This is the plant that you plant for your future self, right? Let's see. What am I missing? Am I missing anything? I think we've got just about everything, but just know we are just getting started, my friends, right? So the 2026 season is just kicking off. We cannot wait. We have got so many plants, whether you're here at the garden center or you're shopping online, we have got so many plants. We don't have enough room in the greenhouses right now. We've had to put a pause in the planting process because we've run out of room. And so just know there are tons of plants, but the early bird does get the worm because some of these plants, especially the ones that we have to bring in, there is a limited availability. So again, if you're interested, move with purpose, come see us tomorrow, February the 21st, February the 28th, and then beginning in March, we will be good to go Wednesday through Saturday. Barn update. I forgot. Let's take a pause and then we'll go over there. All right, my friends, there you go. The framing has just about been completed. The fellas are working on that last wall. I think that's basically the last.
We got the gable to do.
The gable to do. Yeah. What's the gable?
The very end of the roof. Wall, outside wall.
Oh, yes. Okay. They're very close. How about that? They're almost done. So the gable end, yeah, so the very end with the wall, that thing. Okay, so the ridge beam obviously is up. The rafters are up. And so if you remember last week, I didn't want to show you what they were, how they were attempting to put the ridge beam up. So I'll tell you how they did do it. Basically, because that ridge beam is that very top, that long post that all of the rafters are attached to, and that's what would you say, 25 feet? Yeah. 25 feet, and it's double, like it's a double beam, right? So it's not light, and it's how tall in the air? 20 feet in the air. So what we ended up doing was, correct me if I'm wrong, so the cat had the hook on it and held the beam. Then they put ropes on.
We created those pulley system down to, yeah.
Right, I know. So you had the, yes.
D-rings that were connected. Yeah.
Yes, I'm simplifying it here. So they had the cat that held the beam in the middle, lifted it up, did a pulley system with ropes and D-rings and all the things. Then on the garden side had two of the machines that had winches on them. So together we did the winches and raised it up and got it in there. So nobody was physically having to pick up the whole thing and put it up because we had a platform. You'd have to be on a ladder on top of the platform and holding that thing up. not a good situation. So we're using the machinery and the winches because Jerry woke up, what was it, Sunday morning and was like, we can use the winches to get it up. So that's what happened. The quote hardest part was, of course, getting it back connected to the barn. But once it slid in, then we were golden and everything was good. So it is up. Let's walk around. Well, here, let me explain a little bit to you because it might make some more sense. So, okay. Basically, we doubled the length of the barn, right? So it's the construction side is the same length as the original barn. This, let's start here. This is going to be Cece's Kubota parking. So the Kubota, the work Kubota will be in here, and then we will use the walls for tool storage, right? So we'll have like what we need for our tools to be stored in here on the walls. But this way, her machine is out of the elements and it is here ready to go. This will be open here. There's not going to be a door here. This will remain open. This bay will be open just like the rest of this wall. And so here is where we're going to move all of the fertilizers. As you know, when you get a fresh batch of fertilizer, it has quite a fragrance to it. So we're trying to pull that out of the interior of the barn. So we will have the fertilizers here on the walls over here, as Jerry's pointing to me, because this will be open as well. So this whole entire bay from the front of the barn to this wall will be open and have fertilizers and supplies. That way, if people are getting bulk things, they can still pull their cars up here and we can easily load you up. Then coming through here, there is going to be, we think, a barn door.
Try to put some sort of
that's a garage door. Right. We are going to come do some sort of door, like maybe like a garage door, so that we can close this off, because that way this will be the interior of like the shopping area. So, right. So we'll have lots more lights. So it'll be a lot brighter, a lot more vibrant, so you can really see things. Going to have like a screen up here. So we're going to have videos playing, all that kind of stuff up here. So that'll be there. So we're going to keep this loft. There will be no loft here. What you see up top, those are just the platforms for them to be working. We are keeping the loft on the original barn, but this will be vaulted and be open. Obviously, we'll take care of that up there. The loft here is for Creekside use, not for customers to go up. How we're going to get up there is still to be determined. We'll figure that out later. So remember, we had a sliding door, like the big barn door like we have up at the front. It was on this wall. So we took it off and we've saved it. So what we're going to do is put it here. So it will slide back open. So that way when we're open, you can absolutely come through here and have lots of room. But when we're closed, we can close it. Then we'll have that door here so we can really kind of seal in and protect whatever is in here. So we're going to gain a lot of space because we're going to move that fertilizer. We're going to have lots more lights. So you're going to have plenty of color in here. We have got the candles from Laurel. We have got, of course, the golden hour right here. So we've got the room spray. So you can come in here and open up the candles. You can smell them. If you are like, what are you talking about? So of course, these are from Laurel Mercantile in Laurel, Mississippi. We partnered together with Erin and her team to create our own Creekside signature candle. That is golden hour, and so it is available. All of these are available here and online, and yeah, so you can actually do a little taste, a little sniffer, and smell that. And
the guys would really like this one.
Yes, Scotsman this is probably Jerry's favorite. This was actually crafted after Ben's cologne. It is and even like I like it. So don't think, oh, it's too manly, blah, blah, blah. No, it is a lovely, lovely fragrance. So that is definitely Jerry's favorite. So we've got those, and of course the birdhouses. We are fully stocked with all Creekside merch. So we've got the new sweatshirts. So the gray sweatshirts, these are the new ones that you've seen us and our team wearing. So we've got those. We've got the traditional black, the original black ones. We have got the green hoodies. Love this one. Man, they jammed them in here. So this is that green hoodie. So comfortable. Our team loves wearing this hoodie on those colder days, and I'm messing up their display. The Creekside mug, the belts, the hats, and we're still doing some final, we got to do a little final cleanup, but lots of things going on.
Yeah, remind them.
Yes. Okay, please. So this map, when you come, we want you, we're going to give you a pen. They're sitting right here. Okay. We want you to take a pen and we want you to put it on the map where you're from. So every single pen that is on this map, minus the ones on the very outside that are holding the map up, these are where people have traveled to come see us. And yes, in that upper part of, you know, well, I guess it'd be southern Canada, in Canada, Newfoundland, all the way the tippy top of Washington State. These are all places that people have come, and even if you're like, oh, well, somebody has already been here from my town, I don't care. Put another pen in there. Yeah, I mean, look at this. We've got so many. We got pins on top of pins. I love that. So if we don't ask if you've put a pin in the map, just come on over here. They'll be sitting right here. Grab a pen, stick it in the map, take a picture with it. We love taking pictures around here. So when you come, don't be shy and ask if you can have a picture. We'll take pictures with you. We may not be in all of our beautiful glory, but we'll take a picture with you for sure. So this is how we love to commemorate people who are visiting us from literally all over the country and the world. We talked about we need to get a world map because we have folks from all over the world coming to see us as well. So I know this is a long video, but there's so much going on right now and we are so excited. Cannot wait to see you. So come tomorrow. Like I said, the weather is supposed to be cooperating, but we'll be here with bells on with lots of beautiful plants and products for you and ready to serve you. We'll see you tomorrow, and if not tomorrow, we will see you very, very soon. Y'all have a fantastic day. See you in the next video and in person. Bye, friends.